The most dangerous enemy you will ever face does not live outside of you. He does not wait in dark alleys or sit across from you in boardrooms. He lives in your own mind. And every single day, he whispers to you. He tells you comfortable lies, lies that feel like wisdom, lies that sound like reason, lies that taste like relief. But make no mistake, they are chains, invisible chains wrapped in velvet. The Stoic philosophers understood something that most people still refuse to accept. Self-deception is the deepest form of slavery. A man deceived by another can break free the moment he sees the truth. But a man who deceives himself? He builds his own prison and calls it home. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." And nowhere is that waste more visible than in the lies a lazy man tells himself every single day. Today, we will expose 5 of them. 5 lies that feel harmless but carry devastating consequences. And more importantly, we will replace each lie with the truth the Stoics gave us. A truth that has the power to change everything. Lie number 1. I'll start tomorrow. This is the most popular lie in human history. It has destroyed more dreams than failure ever could. Because failure at least means you tried. Tomorrow means you never even began. The lazy man says, "I'll start tomorrow," and he genuinely believes it. He feels productive just for having the intention. He goes to sleep that night with a small sense of pride, as though planning to act is the same as acting. But when tomorrow arrives, it is no longer tomorrow. It is today. And today has the same discomfort, the same inconvenience, the same resistance that yesterday had. So what does he say? I'll start tomorrow. And the cycle repeats. Weeks become months. Months become years. And the lazy man wakes up one morning stunned that so much time has passed and so little has changed. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his personal journal, words never intended for anyone else to read. Think of how many have lived before you, who postponed their highest work, and how all of them were swept away by death just the same. He was the most powerful man on earth, the Emperor of Rome, and every morning he reminded himself that he could die today. Not to create anxiety, but to create urgency. Because urgency is the cure for laziness. The wise man does not wait for perfect conditions. He does not wait for motivation. He does not wait for the stars to align. He starts today, not because today is easy, but because today is all he has. Replace the lie. Stop saying, "I'll start tomorrow." Start saying, "If not now, then when?" And then begin. Even if it is imperfect, even if it is small. A single honest step today is worth 1,000 perfect plans for tomorrow. Lie number 2. I don't have time. This lie is remarkable because the person who says it almost always believes it completely. He says it with conviction. He says it with frustration. He says it as if the universe personally shortchanged him on hours. But here is the truth the lazy man cannot face. You do not lack time. You lack priorities. Every human being gets the same 24 hours, the same minutes Marcus Aurelius had while running an empire, the same hours Seneca had while advising emperors and writing philosophy that still moves people 2,000 years later. The difference between the lazy man and the wise man is not how much time they have. It is how honestly they spend it. Track your hours for a single week, just 1 week. Write down where every hour goes. You will discover something uncomfortable. Hours dissolve into scrolling, into mindless entertainment, into conversations that lead nowhere, into habits that serve nothing. The lazy man says, "I don't have time," while spending 3 hours on things he will not even remember by the end of the week. Seneca addressed this lie directly in his masterwork, On the Shortness of Life. He wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Life is long enough, and a sufficiently generous amount has been given to us for the highest achievements, if it were all well invested." Read those words again slowly. Life is long enough. The problem was never the amount of time. The problem is the amount of truth. We are not honest about where our hours go. We trade years for comfort and then blame the clock. The wise man audits his time the way a careful businessman audits his finances. Every hour is an investment, and investments should return something of value. Replace the lie. Stop saying, "I don't have time." Start saying, "I have not made this a priority." That single shift in language changes everything, because it moves you from helpless victim to honest decision maker. And from that honesty, real change can begin. Lie number 3, it doesn't matter anyway. This is perhaps the cruelest lie of all, because it does not just delay action, it destroys meaning. The lazy man who says this has stopped believing that his efforts make a difference. He has looked at the world, at its size, at its indifference, and concluded that nothing he does will change anything. So why try? But this is not wisdom. This is cowardice wearing the mask of philosophy. True Stoic indifference is directed at things outside your control, at fame, at wealth, at the opinions of others. But the Stoics never taught indifference toward your own effort, your own character, your own growth. In fact, they taught the opposite. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Notice he did not say, "It doesn't matter." He said, "Stop talking and start being." Every action matters. Every choice shapes who you are becoming. The Stoics understood that character is built not in grand moments, but in the small, invisible decisions no one else sees. When you choose discipline over comfort, it matters. When you choose truth over convenience, it matters. When you choose effort over avoidance, even in a moment so small that no one will ever know, it matters. Because you will know. And that knowing compounds. Day after day, choice after choice, you are either building a man of substance or hollowing yourself out with neglect. Epictetus, born a slave who became one of the greatest teachers in history, said, "No great thing is created suddenly. If you tell me that you want a fig, I answer you that there must be time. Let it first blossom, then bear fruit, then ripen." The lazy man wants the fig without the seasons. He wants results without repetition. And when the fig does not appear instantly, he declares that figs do not exist. Replace the lie. Stop saying, "It doesn't matter anyway." Start saying, "This small step is building who I am becoming." Because it is, whether you see it yet or not. Lie number 4, I'm not ready yet. The lazy man disguises his fear as preparation. He reads another book instead of writing his own. He takes another course instead of starting the work. He rehearses, researches, and plans endlessly, always believing that readiness is just one more step away. But readiness never arrives on its own. You do not become ready and then act. You act and then become ready. Epictetus understood this deeply. He taught his students, now is the time to get serious about living your ideals. How long can you afford to put off who you really want to be? How long can you afford it? How many years have already passed while you waited to feel prepared? The greatest minds in Stoic philosophy did not wait for confidence before they acted. Marcus Aurelius led armies while battling self-doubt. Seneca faced exile and still wrote some of the most powerful words ever committed to paper. Epictetus taught philosophy from a body broken by slavery. None of them were ready. All of them began anyway. The truth is, perfectionism is not excellence, it is fear in disguise. The lazy man hides behind preparation because starting means risking failure, and failure means the ego might crack. But the wise man knows that the ego must crack, that growth lives on the other side of discomfort, that the only real failure is the refusal to begin. Replace the lie. Stop saying, I'm not ready yet. Start saying, I will learn by doing. Then step forward, unfinished and unafraid. Lie number 5. I deserve a break. Now let me be clear. Rest is not the enemy. The Stoics valued rest. Marcus Aurelius himself wrote about the need to retreat into one's own mind for renewal. Seneca spoke of the importance of leisure spent wisely. The lie is not in resting. The lie is in the word deserve. The lazy man says, I deserve a break, after doing nothing that earned one. He rests from work he never started. He rewards himself for intentions he never fulfilled. He treats rest as a permanent state and calls it self-care. But there is a profound difference between rest that restores and comfort that destroys. A man who trained hard, who pushed his limits, who gave everything he had to the day, that man deserves rest. His body needs it. His mind requires it. And when he rests, the rest is sweet. It is earned. It is complete. But a man who avoided effort all day, who distracted himself from every meaningful task, who chose comfort at every crossroads, that man does not need rest. He needs to begin. Seneca wrote, the mind that is anxious about the future is miserable. But he also warned that a life of pure leisure without purpose leads to a restless, empty soul. The wise man works and then rests. The lazy man rests and then rests some more. Replace the lie. Stop saying, I deserve a break. Start saying, have I earned this rest? Answer that honestly, and you will know whether to sit down or stand up. You have now heard the 5 lies. I'll start tomorrow. I don't have time. It doesn't matter anyway. I'm not ready yet. I deserve a break. If you recognized yourself in any of these, that recognition is not something to be ashamed of. It is something to be proud of. Because the moment you see the lie loses its power over you. The Stoics believed that awareness is the beginning of all transformation. You cannot fix what you refuse to see. You cannot grow beyond what you refuse to name. But once you name it, once you hold the lie up to the light and see it for what it truly is, you are already changing. Marcus Aurelius wrote, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. If your thoughts have been colored by these 5 lies, your life has reflected them. Procrastination, wasted time, lost meaning, paralysis, false comfort. But the Stoics also taught us that the die can be changed. New thoughts create new colors. New words create new habits. New habits create a new man. Starting today, not tomorrow, today, you can choose different words. Instead of tomorrow, say now. Instead of I don't have time, say I will make time. Instead of it doesn't matter, say every step matters. Instead of I'm not ready, say I will learn by doing. Instead of I deserve a break, say I will earn my rest. These are not just words. They are the seeds of a completely different life. The Stoics walk this path before you. Marcus Aurelius, an emperor who chose discipline over luxury. Seneca, a man of wealth who chose wisdom over indulgence. Epictetus, a former slave who chose freedom of mind over bitterness of heart. They were not perfect, but they were honest, and that honesty made them unstoppable. You are not too late. You are not too far gone. You are not too broken to begin. The fact that you are here, listening, searching, questioning, tells me that the best version of you is not dead. He is waiting. Stop lying to him and let him rise.